All right, hello everybody. Welcome back. We're going to jump into the fourth tutorial right now. So, as always, go to single player, then tutorial, and then click on the fourth button, which is win as scavenger, which is another headquarters type that we haven't talked about yet. Your mission is to win with Scavenger HQ. Scavengers use carbon instead of steel for most buildings and to upgrade the HQ. They also get to use the black market more frequently and learn about random events that affect the market sooner. So what that means is normally you're locked out of the black market for 60 seconds. The scavengers only have to wait 30 seconds every time you make a purchase. If you buy something on the black market, you're locked out for a period of time. Also, over the course of the game, you'll see things like food surplus or oxygen shortage or steel shortage, which means the price of those resources are about to go up or down significantly. Scavengers find out about those swings in the market as soon as they're going to happen, which means that if you're paying attention, like let's say you find out there's a food shortage, you can say, great, I'm going to sell a bunch of resources and then buy a whole bunch of food because I know the price is going to go up. And then you basically sit on it, wait for the price to go up, and then try to sell it all. It works very well, but of course if someone else is trying to do the same thing as you are, they might sell the food before you can, which means then you're not actually able to make all of that money. But at any rate, it's a nice thing to do, and it's pretty powerful if you're the only scavenger player. All right, so here we go. This level is a lot more competitive than the first few tutorials. The AI is going to have found their headquarters a lot sooner and going to be a little more aggressive about trying to buy you out.
High levels of water found. Low levels of iron found.
Alright, so I see I've got a geotherm source here. That's pretty nice. So the main thing of scavenger is you definitely want to make sure you find some carbon. I mean, I'd go so far to say that if you're playing a regular game, which means you can choose any of the headquarters types, if you don't find some carbon, you really better not found it. You better not be scavenger. You're better off choosing one of the other three headquarters. Scavengers are strong if you have a good source of carbon, and if you don't have a source of carbon, I mean, you're not going to be able to build anything. It's just going to get too expensive for you. And it's good to even make sure you have a couple types, because an aggressive player who sees you grabbed a high carbon, but it's maybe one of the only high carbons on the map, they might grab an underground nuke, destroy it, and then you're basically going to be stuck. So you're going to make sure you have at least a backup source of carbon somewhere. So there's not a ton of carbon on the map. So far I've only found 9 sources. So I found plenty of geotherms. High
levels of aluminum found.
There's a decent amount of iron. There's not one resource that's really dominating this map. But it's not over yet. So this is the sand down here. I'm mostly likely to find, silicon. For carbon, a good place to find them is if you see a crater, you'll often find carbon inside of a crater. Alright, well, still plenty of iron. Maybe there's some up here in the corner here. Alright, looks like I'm just have to make do with the carbon I see on the map already. Alright, so I do see some... Oh! How did I miss that? I guess there is a high silicon, a high carbon right here at the very beginning. Okay. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to found nearby. There are reasonable resources everywhere here, but not necessarily great ones. I'm going to put my colony right here just so I get a little bit of silicon, because I don't think I'm going to want to build on all 3 of those. Well, I'm going to put it right here because maybe I'll want to get 2 silicons up. So I'm going to drop my colony my headquarters right here. I will quickly go to carbon, hit elemental quarry. You see there's a line recommending that I put my quarry right here. So I will do that. There's also some high water that's pretty close, so I probably want to take advantage of that. I often don't actually grab water when I'm at level 1, but if there's a high, um, and if I don't see a whole lot of other highs on the map, I think it's worth grabbing it. You can see the AI has already jumped into the game. They're going up here, building some geotherms. What I got 2 expansive and a robotic. So there will be some life support needs. Robotic also need electronics, so the price of electronics might pop up a little bit. Alright, I might want to think, I got 2 claims left. I think I might think about getting some aluminum, because that's also a resource they require to upgrade. So I got some here, there's a high aluminum down here. Oh, we got a race. I think it looks like the orange AI is going for the aluminum, and I think they're going to beat me there. Alright, so I do get my claim back. You'll see the AI is going to get to this aluminum, and yes. Ms. Entertainment claims the title first, your claim is being refunded. Okay, so I am going to settle for this one up here. I'm going to go up here. The reason I'm going up here is if aluminum does shoot up in price, I could put another metal mine here, which will give me quite a bit of aluminum. Okay, geotherm is up for auction. I'm going to want to go to at least 7,000 or 8,000 here. Auctions, by the way, are taken out of your debt. They're not taking out of your money. You can see up here, I only have about 4,000 bucks, but I can bid 8,000. I can bid as much as I want. It's just that once I get it, it's going to be added to my debt. So you see my debt is going to go up to 8,000 here, which drives my stock price down, but I get the geotherm. So let me take advantage of that right away. Get a geotherm here immediately, so I don't go into any more debt. Let me also get a farm up. Well, I got 1 claim left. I've got a very good source of carbon. I got a source of aluminum. I got water. Click. So I guess I'm doing all right. Okay, I will do an electrolysis reactor because I am shipping a decent amount of stuff, so I can get oxygen and fuel, and I'll just have to buy food on the market. I'll be okay with that. I also think I want to buy a goon squad because I think I want to protect my high carbon. There wasn't a whole lot of carbon on the map. There's not a lot of places where I could put 2 carbon quarries next to each other. So I'm going to buy a goon squad. Click here and protect my high carbon. I know if I was playing Dorian/Freak in a multiplayer game, for sure my high carbon would already be low at this point. I already would have been hit. So that's part of the game. But the AI is not quite as aggressive as he is. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I should do here. Upgrade. All right, I'm at claims. Whenever I claims, first thing you want to think about is upgrading. So you see, I don't have enough aluminum, but in order to buy the 40 aluminum that I don't have, it will cost me $600. Well, I just got a shipment, so yes, no, I only need 19. It will cost me $600. I have $1,400. Hit upgrade. It automatically buys the aluminum from the market for me, and you see my funds go down. Now I have 4 more claims. So let me get some food up. So this takes care of my basic resources. So now I maybe can invest in something to make some money, or, well, I also want to think about glass. Glass is a good thing to think about at level 2 because you know you're going to need to upgrade it to you'll need it to upgrade to level 3. So in order to get glass, I'm going to need oxygen, and silicon. So first, let me get a source of silicon. So there's 2. All right. So there's not a lot of. So now I'm actually glad that I didn't found on that second silicon, because I have a feeling I might need both of them. So I'm going to put a silicon quarry right here, get a low silicon. That's all I really need for right now. I don't necessarily need 2, but I might need more later. So I'm going to get a glass furnace, put the glass furnace here. Note that I'm spacing my buildings out. That's the way I can't get EMP'd or power surged. Because if you put all your buildings together in one place, that kind of really invites your opponents to hit you with an EMP or a power surge, which knocks off a number of your buildings at once for a certain period of time, at worst up to 2 minutes. Here's auction, perpetual motion. This halves your power consumption, but frankly, power right now is in the doldrums. It's only $2. There's a lot of geotherms on this map, so my prediction is that power is not going to be a big source of revenue in this game. And the fact that someone else got a perpetual motion even makes it less likely that there'll be money, because that person now has less demand for power, so they'll be selling more to the market, so the price is even less likely to go up. With all these geotherms, I don't even see any solar power, so we're not even going to get the nighttime thing where when it goes to night, the power goes up. All right, let's see here. Let me know if the stream is going fine in the chat. Right now it's telling me 0 people are watching, but I know that's not true since I see a bunch of people chatting. So let me know if the sound is coming across fine. All right, I got 1 claim left. No, I have all the resources I need. One of the nice things about being a scavenger is since the base resource you need is carbon. That's interesting. Mr. Patton has caught Misentertainment trying to trigger a mutiny. So where was that? That's here. So, oh, here. Okay, they tried to mutiny this high source of aluminum, and whoever owns it, Mr. Patton, had a goon squad on it. And so the thing about the goon squad is when someone attacks you with a goon squad, not only do they fail, but it's announced to everyone who did it. So we know that Misentertainment is the person who was trying to grab the mutiny. And then also, Mr. Patton steals that mutiny from Misentertainment. So at some point, right, exactly what happened here. At some point, Mr. Patton is going to use the mutiny against someone else. In this case, basically, Misentertainment tried to mutiny Mr. Patton and got caught, and then Mr. Patton turned around and mutinied Misentertainment. So that's very appropriate. That's what you'll see a lot in multiplayer games, because humans, if you try to hit them and fail, they're very likely to turn around and hit you back. All right, so. Okay, looks like everything's going fine on the stream. So one of the nice things about being scavengers is since your base resource is carbon instead of iron, you already have one of the 3 resources you need for both chemicals and one of the resources you need for electronics and for chemicals, which are kind of advanced resources that tend to have high value. My stock price is at 7, so I'm not afraid to go a little more into debt. I'm kind of taking advantage of my higher price. But you see my stock price drop down as I take on that extra debt. So anyways, as we were saying, as scavengers, since you're forced to get carbon, you're basically halfway to chemicals and a third of the way to electronics, whereas the other people get iron, which is good for steel, but that's really all iron is good for. Beyond that, iron is almost kind of worthless. So because of that, since I already have all the aluminum, carbon, and silicon I need for electronics, I'm just going to start building electronics. Put it right here, give me some space to grow some more. I got 1 more claim. I'm not going to have enough silicon, so I'm going to put my next silicon down here. That'll jump me up to producing probably 3 total a second. And as I predicted, power is still worth $1, worthless. So I'll upgrade my headquarters. It gets me to level 3, 4 more claims. One of them got hit by a power surge. Knocked out the source of iron here. Okay, so how's the resource market doing? Okay, glass is doing great. Although as my headquarters grows, I'm starting to drop down to life support again. So let me get another farm up. So I got 4 claims. If I get a farm, a reactor, and a water pump up, which will take care of all this, again, then I'm just down to 1 claim, which is kind of too bad. But you know what? I should probably take advantage of the fact that I'm scavengers and use the black market more often. So I'll bribe a claim from the market, get another water pump up, get electrolysis reactor up. Wow, someone's really nailing Mr. Patton. Because Mr. Patton is doing well, Mr. Patton's stock price is in the 7s, so they're hitting Mr. Patton with EMPs and power surges. These are obviously definitely coming from the orange player and the red player. Maybe I should actually join in the fun. It'd be nice to use a mutiny. What could a mutiny that would be worth a lot? Power is not so great. Silicon is selling for 33, and plus there's not a whole lot of it on the map. Who's got silicon? Robotics has silicon. They're making glass. If I steal the silicon, that'll basically prevent them from making as much glass. So I think that's a good move. So I stole Mr. Upgrade's silicon, and you'll see that you see it tick up here, 15, 16. Oh, there's an auction. Another geothermal. I'm just going to sit out of this auction. I think power is worthless in this game. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so when this gets to 20, 18, 19, 20, you'll see there's a blimp comes up and it's headed towards my headquarters. All right, so I still got 2 claims left. Let me get some. Let me get another glass furnace up. One more claim. Maybe I'll do an advanced building. Let me do a pleasure dome. I have a lot of debt. Pleasure domes are nice to get out of debt because it's just sort of this constant drip of money. Plus power they consume. The only thing they consume is power, and power is just very, very cheap. So if I build a pleasure dome, I'll get this sort of constant sort of drip, drip, drip of money that'll hopefully start knocking my debt down. So let me see what I want to do here. Ooh, dynamite. Yeah, they're really... Well, they're sort of all just messing with each other now. It's nice to see the AI screwing with each other. That makes me happy. Alright, so I'm going to sell some glass, sell some electronics. Let me pick up some of the cheaper... Wow, the EMP is only 3,000. That's a good deal. Who do I want to hit? Well, they're all doing... I think they're kind of overdoing it on Mr. Pan. Although Mr. Pan's the only one to level 3 and has a hacker array up. Plus, there's not really a tempting target for my EMP. If I did it here, I'll hit these buildings, but, you know, the geotherm is worthless. If I do it here or here, hit their steel, I can see why they're doing it here. This is one spot. Probably the AI should have built some of those buildings over here. He's putting them all right here makes them a giant target for an EMP. So what should I do? I'll maybe get another mutiny. I like mutiny. I'll probably steal some more silicon as soon as this runs out here. If you get enough mutinies, you can actually just maybe skip a resource and just mutiny it instead. Oh, they got me. All right, well, fair enough. I just got targeted by an EMP. I guess I'm starting to do well enough. They're gonna take on me. Alright, so let me upgrade, get some more claims. So one thing going on here that I might want to think about is I've got a decent source of carbon. Maybe if I'm going to get one more carbon, and I'm going to build a hacker array, which is a building you can make that basically triggers artificial shortages and surpluses. So what I'm predicting here is I'm going to build up a big stockpile of carbon. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in the map who's got it. Although on the other hand, if I look around, click on this guy, no silicon, no silicon. Ah, pirates. I like pirates. Alright. I'm going to get some pirates. What pirates do is they're someone else really wants some pirates. Alright, I don't want to go too much into debt. Maybe I'll start paying off some of my debt. Alright, so so pirates, what you do is you add them to the map, and they prey on shipping lanes. So, you know, all these blimps going back and forth, I could put the pirate, like, for example, you got this iron mine here. It's sending iron from this mine up to this headquarters. I could put a blimp here, and it'll just try to shoot down each one that comes by. It has, I'd say, about a 50-50% chance of shooting down each specific a blimp. So you aren't going to get all of it, but you're going to get a majority of the stuff. Not majority. Well, you're going to get half. You're going to get half of the stuff that comes through. So as I've looked around, okay, there's a surplus coming of food. So notice that was my ability as scavengers. I find out about surpluses a little earlier than they start happening. So I found out the price was going down. So I sold all my food, made my money before the price plummeted. So I made a good deal of cash. And what am I going to do with that? I'm going to use it to buy some stock in everybody. So as you can see, it can be a pretty powerful thing to know about it, because if I hadn't known it, look, the price is down to the 19.80 Wow, it's really a big drop. Yeah, of course, it wouldn't be quite so low if I didn't sell all of my food. You know, I drove down the price myself, but fine. I'm just glad I didn't lose out on all that food I was stockpiling. Now, here's one interesting thing. So Mr. Penn has a hacker array, so it's possible that Mr. Patton was the one who triggered that food surplus. I'm not sure. It's hard to say, but Mr. Patton could have looked at me, seen that I had 2 farms, saw that the price of food was real high, and decided that they wanted surplus food to basically, you know, cost me, you know, prevent me from getting it. Looks like I don't have quite enough water. Let me put another water pump next to my low water here. First of all, let me, if I can probably use my EMP now. So now I'm going to take my pirates. I'm going to pirate this silicon route here. So when I looked around, I noticed that almost no one else is producing silicon. So, yeah, I'm starting to get hit here. No one else is silicon. So what I'm going to do is instead of shorting carbon, I'm going to short silicon because I've got a ton of it. I guess I just can't afford it right now. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me short some silicon. All right, so you see I've queued up two silicon shortages. They do take some time to process, so it'll be a while before I get enough silicon to, before the price goes up enough for me to take advantage of it. Okay, again, I'm ignoring the geotherm there. Wow, so I'm really just getting hit all the time. It could have been a bad idea for me to put my electronics factory so close to my glass furnace, because basically if they put an EMB here, they're able to get all of that plus the pleasure dome kind of in one sweep. And you see I'm getting, wow, I'm getting $110 a second for my pleasure dome. That's enough to justify me thinking about building a patent office, which I'll do over here, because I think I'm going to get virtual reality. I'm the only one with a pleasure dome. Basically, the way pleasure domes work are they look at the population of the whole map, which means it looks at the colony, you know, the sort of the NPC colony here, which is growing based off of the prices of steel and aluminum and glass and the life support, the food, the oxygen, the fuel. The lower the prices are, the faster the colony is going to grow. So as the population grows up, as the population expands, they're going to have need for entertainment, which is what the Pleasure Dome provides. Plus, also, as the other headquarters on the map, they have workers who also want entertainment as well. So basically, adds all those numbers together, and all of that population together, and then it divides by the number of Pleasure Domes on the map. Since you see up here, that's that little orange thing here. That's my Pleasure Dome. And so you see, I'm the only person with a pleasure dome. So all of the entertainment money that's available on the map, all of the demand for money, that goes to me, which is right now 111. And this was well organized because you can see right now, actually, Ms. Entertainment is building a pleasure dome. It's no surprise. That's what Ms. Entertainment's personality is. She likes to build pleasure domes. So now you should see, as soon as her pleasure dome finishes, you should see that my pleasure dome is going to drop down to, you know, maybe $50 some a second. But in the meantime, I can start researching virtual reality, which will then double the amount I'll get from, okay, drop down to 74. So the math's a little more complicated than just dividing by half, but basically means you have to split it kind of between the two of you. See, she's getting 74, I'm getting 74. But I'm gonna start researching virtual reality. As soon as that's done, you know, it'll straight up double what I get here. So I'll get like 148, if that's right. Let me buy up some stock. Wow, I got a lot of glass. Let me upgrade my colony. Alright, so now I got the big one, the big building available, the Offworld market. So this is where you can make your serious money. Before I do that, I'm going to grab a goon squad to protect it. Another geotherm. There's so many geotherms on the map. Actually, I should probably adjust this. Well, you know what? It's interesting. Slowly but surely, the price of power is kind of sneaked up a little bit. I've got the patent lab, which means I have a bunch of techs available that could kind of help me out with power. But you know what? It's never a bad idea just to make sure you got a little more power. Alright, I got all these claims. If I'm going to go off-world, I'm going to want to make sure I have some fuel. So I'm going to build some more. Okay, so if you heard that, my second silicon shortage just began. So you see the price of silicon start going up. It's already in the 70s. Since I don't think that there's anyone else has a whole lot of silicon, my pirates are still here, so there can't be all that much that made its way through. And you know, while I'm at it, maybe I will EMP this here to make sure that no more silicon gets through. Alright, the price up to, okay, the price just stopped rising, so it's at 138, so I will sell all my silicon. I think I made, what did I just make there? I should have kept track, but something like $50,000. Which will make, maybe I can make a run then at one of the cheaper company, Mr. Patent. Indeed I can. I should be able to get enough money to buy him out. Bang. Alright, so I got my first buyout. All right, so I'm solidly in the green here with all my resources. I have a patent. I got a patent lab, so maybe I should build some chemicals. Not a bad idea, because patent labs consume chemicals. They also consume carbon and fuel. I've got plenty of both of that. Is there any text that might be useful for me? I mean, teleportation data all is a great one. Alright, so I'm going to build my off-world market. I'll put it here. So this allows you to ship resources off-world. You know, eventually as the game goes on and people get, you know, the production of all these headquarters ramps up, the prices on the world will actually start going down because basically there's oversupply. There's only so much demand here at the local colony. The only way ultimately at the end of the game to make a ton of money is to get off-world. Alright, so I bought that goon squad earlier. I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to protect my off-world market. It's a very important building. I don't want anyone messing with it. Alright, so I got some money. Let me buy some more Mr. Upgrade. Alright, looks like I've gone negative in fuel because of my chemical lab, so let me get another one up. Leaves me with one more claim. Is there anything I want to really focus on? Well, I want to ship something off-world. I'm not sure what's the most valuable, so I'm going to let the off-world market finish here. More pirates. I'm going to let one of them grab it. I'm about to get teleportation, so I'm not too worried about pirates. Notice you can't tell who's the highest bidder here. It says unknown. Who's the biggest target? Mr. Entertainment. Now orange has actually been the biggest threat, so I'm going to grab a power surge. Knock out this glass factory, glass furnace. That is definitely a threat. Alright, so here's my off-world market. It's protected. I click on this. Okay, so food is selling for a ton. Food is selling for 700 off-world. So I could buy it for 100 on-world, sell it off-world for 700 basically. So let me, we'll launch one more, and then I'll build another farm to make sure I got plenty of food. Alright, I'm going to click on the off-world market. Maybe I'll also send up some oxygen. So basically queue up all these different launches. Right now you just see that the first one is progressing. If I had a second off-world market, both of them would be progressing at the same time. And I can queue up as many of these as I want. Alright, chemicals is doing pretty good off-world weld as well, so I'll send that up. Is there anything I want to short?
Pirates.
I don't see all. Each of them have one glass furnaces, where I have two. So I think maybe I'll short some glass. Ooh, I better be careful. Energy has actually crept up, so I was wrong about that. There's a lot of geotherms, but I guess eventually all these buildings produce power. You got to take care of that. So if I wanted to, is there anything? What can I do to help me with power? Well, I can get cold fusion. Basically, your buildings get use water instead of energy. That may not have been a great move because there's only so much. Because actually, water is pretty expensive. So I'm going to upgrade my call. I'm going to upgrade Mr. Patton's headquarters and get some more water. All right, so some water here. Oh, geez, there's not a lot of water. It may not have been a great bet, but at any rate. That's what I'm going to try out. At the very least, I'll get more water, which is selling for a lot. Perhaps at this point I would turn off my reactors, because you can see actually oxygen and fuel are almost the same price as water. But the thing is, off-world, oxygen is selling for way more than water. So that's really what I care about right now, is the off-world market.
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Of course, the thing is now I've got enough money. I can start making a run on these AIs. I could theoretically build up another off-world market if I want to, but I should be able to get enough money before then to finish them off, sell some food, and bang, victory. All right, so that's how you can win the force scenario with the scavengers. So I'm going to stop the screen for another couple minutes, and then we're going to we're going to jump into the scientific scenario, which is definitely by far the hardest tutorial level there are. I've heard that there's a number of people who've made it through the first 4 levels, maybe on their first or second try, but then they kind of hit a wall a bit with the scientific. So could be we made that one a little bit too hard, but I'm going to go ahead and play the scenario for everyone, so you can see kind of an example of how to beat it. If I do, you never know. Sometimes the AI surprises me. Let's see here. I guess I can spend some time with the stats. Let me show power. So I'm turning. You see, I'm the power is the blue one here, which was pretty much nowhere for the whole game. And then here, I don't know if there was a power shortage or it was just finally, we kind of ran out of geotherms. This is an interesting one. See, this is the green one is food. You remember this? Remember that food surplus that happened? The price of food had gone up pretty high, and then I saw there was a surplus coming. So this is what one person could do in the market. I sold about maybe 250 food, I think, and totally crashed for everyone else. So if there was anyone else in the game who was seeing a bunch of food at that point, they just lost a ton of money when I did that. And if you look at my resources, so yeah, you see I made 58 grand off of that, well, not necessarily that specific incident, but off of food in general, which was second only to glass. And I also made $130,000 off-world. So you can see that you can make a ton of money off-world. All right, I'm going to stop the stream, take a short break, and then we'll be back with the 5th one. So thanks for watching, everybody.